But let me say this.
Go ahead.
But I knew exactly how to play the game. So everyone at Retna thought I was just running the business for somebody else. They never knew I owned it. The name of this place was Blue Ribbon Cleaner. I never put my name, no brand on it. So they figured I'm just another black guy that's working.
Yes.
And actually, as a matter of fact, up until about 4 or 5 years ago, someone came over in this spot here and said, "Oh, I remember you. You're the guy who used to run the cleaner, used to work at the cleaner in Ludington."
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I just sit back and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm the one." And then my son, I think he says, "Oh, he owned the place." Remember that?
You ruined it for him. Go ahead.
It was okay.
Yes.
Let it be known.
Yes.
See, and the pay have been made, and
Yes.
the plans was there,
Yes.
and the facts were there. And right now, in the city of Ludington, the city of Ludington, right now, I have a building on 411 South James Street.
Yes.
Understand? And it's a half a block building there, and therefore, and I was the first black person to own a business and a building. A lot of times you can own a business, but you don't own the building.
You own the building.
See, but my thing to make money, you need both of them. Own the business and the building, then you can be all right.
That's amazing.
But don't worry about your name is who, it's what you put out and what you produce.
Very good.
What count.
Good with
Yeah.
You know what? But you that was very smart of him. By not putting your name or showing that you were the owner of it. And I'll tell you why. Because I think about this, and it's a shame to say sometimes, but we live in a world where we got to be smart and intelligent. There's a time for everything. There's places that are in Ludington, beautiful houses, beautiful houses. And I was telling my wife, when God give me the money, I'm gonna buy one of them beautiful houses. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to have someone else buy it for me. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, because I think like that, and that's just the way the world is, because there are some places that will not sell steel to black people, and there is still segregation. We got a long way to go. You want to say something? Go ahead, brother.
What I'm going to say is this. What you're saying is so true. 85 and 90% of the things that I've success in doing, I had somebody to go do it for me. See,
that is beautiful.
At the time when I bought the building up there, I had a good friend of mine who was a lawyer up there. He went and bought the building under Mr. Joel Lindsey name.
That is okay.
But this is how it works.
Okay.
And the same thing over life right now, out of Chicago, Detroit, and everywhere else. You go to some of these big businesses up there, you find out who owned the building. Black don't own it, they can run it.
Yes.
But they don't own it. So, so stuff you need to own what you run.
That's amazing.
That's number one.
You must have taught your sons a lot. I mean, because it seemed like you're sitting here saying like you know what the plan was, you knew how it was, even when you said that let it be known. You wouldn't have said that before because you knew what he was doing. You see what I mean? But it's broken now. Go ahead.
Not knowing that they didn't know he owned the business until I got a lot older. But now it's like I'm proud.
Yes. Yes.
I've always said I want to be like my dad. I mean, let's let it be known.
Yes.
And just having that thought, I just said, put it out there because I think it's just time. People need to know that if people pass away and people don't know what all they have or what all they've done until they're dead. Why do we wait?
Yes.
Why do we wait?
Yes.
You should be celebrated while you're here.
You own this area, and this is once again where the paradise was.
Correct.
You good? Where the paradise was. Okay. And it's a store here. That used to be part of the paradise.
Correct. Old Wilson Grocery Store.
Old Wilson Grocery Store. That's what it was.
Okay. So the area that we're in is called Paradise Gardens. So Leela Wilson, who actually platted all of this area here, is the one who built the house. And so my dad actually bought the house from the family.
That blue house right there.
The blue house right across, which is designated, it's on the National Historic Registry as a historic space.
Okay.
As far as this land is also. The grocery store used to be in the garage of the house. And then in 1948, they moved the house over and built the store.
Wow.
Right next to the store used to be a hotel.
Right next to the store?
Right next to the store used to be a big hotel. I don't know how many rooms were in there.
Oh, it was a 15 rooms.
15-room Paradise Hotel. Heartbreak, they call it the Heartbreak Hotel.
Oh, there's a song called the Heartbreak Hotel. Go ahead. Wow, hotel, store, grocery store, and it was all out in Idlewild.
All here in
No, right
Idlewild.
here on this piece of
Right
property.
on this property.
That's amazing.
Where you are.
That's amazing. And you can see the difference is, and nobody knows, it just looks like land. Okay, what about the gas stations? What are gas stations
Gas
here?
station right outside the old Wilson grocery store there.
It was a gas station up here
There was a
too.
gas station there. There was also a gas station up on Baldwin Road and Foreman Road where they meet. Dotson's.
Dotson's.
Garage.
Dotson's Garage.
What about a fish place they always said was on a hill on the island or something like
That
that?
was called the fish they used to, next door to the old
shrimp
pool
hut?
skate rink, the shrimp hut.
The
Shrimp hut. You remember the shrimp hut? Okay, and it was an old skating rink. I hear that all the time. Wow. Now, here you are, you have this property, and are you trying to, or are you going to think about putting anything else here, any kind of business or anything? You've been thinking about any other plans in the works?
Well, as of right now, big plans is not, I'm not thinking about big plans, but what happened here was that have people right now begin to do camping and so forth.
Okay.
And then a lot of people have, let me back up some. The African American Camp Out group, they've been camping, headquarters I think is in California, different places, and they've been camping for so many years.
Yes.
But the year about 8 years ago or 7 years ago, they came up here and camped on this ground. The first time they ever camped overlooking the lake on a black man property.
Black-owned property.
Black-owned property.
Okay.
See, and it's the same thing with another group came up here and got a festival going. The first time they've been on a black person property, that's what's the name of that group was?
Summer Oasis.
Some Oasis.
Okay. All right.
They came up here and they camped on this piece of property and they used to understand the historic of the property where all the entertainers got. And this place sold out space. They sold out. Within 3 years, they outgrew this property.
Yes.
But this is a thing, someone else might be interested in starting something new.
Yes.
This historic property is a drawing card.
Yes.
It's
So
all
if-
about preservation. So,
Preservation, yeah, and the sceneries and so forth.
so although the future, who knows what the future holds, but plans right now is just to keep it preserved, that we can control.
Wonderful.
We have a place we can call our own.
This place, and when they camp now, this is open to this latest here.
Yes.
What about around the lake?
What are you talking
But-
about?
I mean,
camping
as
or-
far
But this only big-
as far as for people,
That's all
can they go
residential.
on or just the houses? Is the
Yeah.
Mostly houses and everything are around the lake. So it's all privately owned. There are very
Okay.
few access points. We're on Paradise Lake.
Okay.
So there are very few access points to the lake here
Ah.
on Paradise. Which
Okay.
of course we like it, so it's not just everyone is here, but it is one thing that people don't know, it's an all sports lake.
Okay.
So you can actually put almost any motorcraft on this
Can
lake,
you?
just
Yes.
like Big Idlewild Lake.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
We're not inviting everybody.
No,
but
no.
that's-
But if you choose to do so,
choose,
Yes.
if you so
Yeah.
choose.
And they can get
It is
access
right.
through right here.
No,
No,
there's
okay.
it's a
DNR
public access
point.
down on the
Okay,
corner
and they
there.
can get access to public access. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So down the corner here, they call that, there used to be, that was a hotel at one time too.
Okay.
They called it the Holiday House.
The Holiday House.
So I kept the name the Holiday House, but we remodeled it. Right now, it used to be 15 rooms there. Now it's a 5-bedroom house.
Okay.
So I have friends and people might want to come and rent. So that's available down the corner here.
Down the corner.
So that's sets on about 23 lots.
Is that's still going?
It's still resisting with the pole barn.
Did you hear that?
I
Okay,
own
So
that.
it's available up here in Idlewild.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Now, are you going to keep this as best as you can? And you too, it seemed like your mind is to keep this in the family or keep it to access to as much as you can.
As much as we can.
As much as we can, but what the thing that bothers me the most, we understand a piece of property here, and people can understand, use it and come to see us, but they need to know that we bought this property so we can have something we can call our own.
Wonderful.
So it is a private piece of property that we do use for public use. So if
Wonderful.
you understand.
Yeah.
If you
Yes, we
understand
do.
that. That's-
You know, and this has been wonderful. This has been wonderful, and you two, I appreciate you letting everybody know, and especially me. Now I can tell people when they correct them, when they say, yeah, the Flamingo Inn is right on the beach, and the Paradise Island right on the beach. No, that's
Two
not
different
it.
locations.
And so did you had to study some of this though. I mean, because you didn't grow up knowing this.
Well,
had to
actually,
study.
believe it or not, it was not studied. I lived it.
Okay. As a young kid.
As a young kid. So, and I think because I'm in the entertainment industry as well. So I actually train models and do shows as well.
Okay.
And I think part of that is because I was got the flavor of all the entertainment and everything
Yes.
that was going on here in Idlewild.
Yes.
And so, and I think like the Arthur Bragg show they did, the showgirls and all the other kind of stuff, that's kind of the business that I'm in.
Yes.
And so I think it's like I said, I lived it.
Yes. That's
So
wonderful.
I was able to just absorb it. And then as I travel, and we do tours also, so we'll give tours to the different historic sites here in Idlewild.
Okay.
And so just doing that, it just brings up a lot of stuff. And people ask questions.
Okay.
Which would cause me then to go research and make sure I have an answer for them the next time the question comes up.
What's something else you would like to let people know?
Let people know, otherwise you cannot find a better place to come here, and then you want to talk to someone. But people tell me some things that bothers me the most. When they said they've been coming to Idlewild ever since they was in their mama womb and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All that bother me. But my thing is say, how long you have lived in Idlewild? Right now, as the years I've been here, I haven't talked to anyone in the last 15 years have lived in
longer.
Idlewild,
Longer than you.
say 55 years year round.
Yes.
Not coming, but
Yes.
live year round.
Yes.
The summer is easy, but the winter months is a real.
Oh yes, yeah, I'm sure.
So we live here year round for over 50
We live
something
year
years.
round.
You know what? And here's my dream. And this is my dream, and people know it. My dream is the one day, and I know God's going to give it to me, to have a 45-foot RV. That's my dream.
45.
45. Hold on a minute.
Man.
Yeah, hold on a minute. And so right now, I believe God's bringing me a step closer because those are $1 million RVs, $500,000 anyway. Because I drive a school. I just got my license to drive a school bus, a big old 40-footer. And I said, God, you gave me in Ludington.
Okay.
God, you gave me the job so I can get me ready for
Get
that
you
big old
ready
RV. Go
for
ahead.
it.
Well, you can look over there. I got a 40-footer over there.
You got a 40-footer. I know you had something. I see you driving it.
Parked over there.
Woo! It's 40 foot.
Yeah, I bought it 06.
06.
206.
2006.
And you drove that big thing.
I still driving.
Did you hit any curves when you first started
I
driving?
used to drive trucks though.
Ah!
I know somebody.
So you wasn't afraid. You wasn't afraid to drive. What about you? You
I
drive?
just started driving 2 years ago.
All right.
I started driving the RV.
Okay. All right. Did you? But when you, I mean, come on now. It's a big thing. It's different from driving a car. You hit curves.
Well,
I hit some curves on the bus. Now I'm better now.
Well, he's in it with me when I've been driving, so I haven't hit anything yet. But I have to say, because we grew up here in Idlewild, I started driving early.
Okay.
16 was supposed to be in it, but we started driving as soon as we can almost put the foot on the gas pedal. Yeah.
So you got your children trained well, and they got some of your business mindset it too, and so you did an excellent
You
job.
can't any better than that.
You can't, you know, and one
You're blessed.
final thing. You're centered around God, evidently.
Oh, definitely.
Did you have a church, a church in Baldwin or Ottawa that you actually were called your home that you go to mostly?
Oh yeah, actually we went to First Baptist of Idlewild.
Okay.
We started, and then
Woodland Park.
You actually rode out to Woodland Park too.
oh yeah.
Well,
My
I would
mom
say
my
this.
mom was a member of Woodland Park for years.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, we were First Baptist, Woodland Park. And let me say what you're talking right now. St. Anne Church is a place that I really dedicate a lot of my time with. I used to work with St. Anne Church, and when they had to go get their food, I used to go up to Cadillac to the place to get their food for about 15 or 20 years. When the St. Anne Church used to want to go on tours, I kept my motorhome, my van, and kept them out to Cadillac.
You did.
I've been working with St. Anne Church, understand me. When we first started the Blessing of the Bike,
Yes. Yes.
it was only about 4 people there. And I was there in the beginning of the Blessing of the Bike.
In the beginning, that's thousands.
Yeah, in another organization I put together, a lot of people don't know, I was the founding president of the Lake County Mirror Makers. The Lake County Mirror Makers, everybody know about it, but I put them together.
Can you explain that? Because I'm a little shaky on that. The mirror makers.
Lake County Mirror Makers is an organization that we put together, that I put together, and our organization was founded because with a lot of people underprivileged, and we would make somebody happy on Christmas. So we were buying
Okay.
people's understanding, we call them mirror makers.
All right.
On Christmas time, we were buying something like, we started off buying like 5 baskets, understanding eventually we wound up in 94, we were doing 15 baskets.
Okay.
We used to spend big money for Christmas time. When we gave away food for the needed, we didn't pick and choose.
Yes.
We went down to this welfare and asked them who the needed peoples in Lake County.
Yes.
And that's who we took care of.
Did you take part of that too?
Well, they were always giving rides to kids and stuff during the winter time. They would do a lot of activities for the youth. And so I would always help when we would do snowmobile rides and stuff. So we were always helping.
Okay.
That kind
The
of
Mayor
stuff.
Maker was doing ride for the kids.